Yes, guys. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you very much for joining us again this evening, guys. Got loads to chat about, but first of all, guys, don't forget to hit that like as you come in, subscribe and share. If you're new around here, I appreciate it. Yeah, we've got quite a bit to talk about today on the Liverpool front. We've got a bit to talk about on the Man City front, what's going on there as well. Loads of interesting stuff to talk about. Of course, got my right-hand man, K-Mac, joining me. How you doing, man?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's just non-stop, isn't it?
It's
You're supposed to be quiet.
It's non-stop at the moment. But look,
Crazy.
let's get to the biggest talking point of the Liverpool debate so far. And it's one I already said was happening. I said it yesterday. I said it many times since the end of the season. Adrian would stay at Liverpool. Now, of course, the Liverpool fan base has taken this extremely well.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Adrian has been offered a brand new contract at Liverpool. We're going to get stuck into it in a minute, guys, but let me know what you guys are thinking. If Sam's having a meltdown, big out to Sam. Let us know, guys.
Watching that, actually.
Let us know what you're thinking on this whole situation. Me and Kay and Gabby let you know what we think on it. But look, I don't actually care. Maybe as much as some others do. You know, look, I know everyone's worried that he's taking up a space in a non-homegrown part of it. You know, he's taking up one of them spaces in the non-homegrown part, and we've only got 2 spaces free. You know, if Kelleher's leaving, that's a 3rd space. If we sell another player that's not homegrown, that'll be 4 spaces free. I don't think, yeah, you know, I don't think it matters so much for that. Homegrown players right now, we've literally, if we register everyone right now, we've got 8 homegrown players. That's more than enough. I don't see the big issue with it. He's got to be 3rd choice goalkeeper. He's an experienced goalkeeper, an experienced professional I have around the club. I don't understand the issue of having him as 3rd choice. His wages got to be less than what he's on now. He's going to have to take a pay cut to stay in as Liverpool's 3rd choice. I don't get. I'm not so upset with it as a lot of Liverpool fans are. Okay, Mac. I don't know about you, man, but yeah, I'm not so upset with it.
So, I think people are putting 2 and 2 together and getting like 99. Like, honestly, like he's not going to be our 2nd choice goalkeeper. He isn't. Like,
No, it looks
Adrian's
like
he's played 16 Premier League games for Liverpool in his career. Okay,
yeah, 3rd choice, man.
like he had to play that season because we didn't have a 2nd choice goalkeeper because he injured his hand in wasn't it a bike ride?
Yeah.
So we lost both goalkeepers in pre-season and we had to play him. He is not going to. He wasn't even registered for the Europa League last season, by the way. So he's not going to play. It makes sense to have a 3rd choice goalkeeper just tied down. Like, you know, obviously we're not getting Alex McCarthy, or maybe we asked about a couple of players and they wouldn't play 3rd choice backup. You know, maybe they wanted to be 2nd choice. And you're like, I'm not really sure I want you as a 2nd choice goalkeeper. So we offered that for 3rd choice goalkeepers, and Adrian's like, yeah, I'll do another year. Right. He's also really good friends with Taffarel, by the way, who's Ali's coach, goalkeeping coach. And you also have to realise we lost 2 goalkeeper coaches. So we are quite light in that department. And we do seem to be having trouble getting work permits for the people that Slot wants. So maybe having Adrian as a kind of mentor, coach, goalkeeper who doesn't play but is good on the training ground. Does that seem like a bad idea? Not really.
Yeah.
I believe we tried to sign the goalkeeper which has just gone to Juventus from Monza. We offered 17 million for him last week. And we're also looking at Bento, if you didn't know, who's a Brazilian goalkeeper, to be Ali's replacement. And maybe he's going to come in as a number 2 and kind of shadow Ali for a year or two. I don't know, but we are looking for a number 2.
By the way, who says that Adrian's getting a pay rise?
He's not getting a pay rise. He just got a year extension.
Who says he's getting a pay rise? Do you remember when James Milner got a year extension, but he actually got a
half wages?
Deduction. He got
his
half
wages
cut. Doesn't mean he's getting a pay rise because he's signing a new deal.
Milner was on like 60 grand in the end.
Yeah,
he went from like 180 grand to like 60 grand in the end.
I think this tells us that they don't fully look. I think everyone's saying give the youth player the third choice position. Yeah, that tells me that they don't think enough of 𝙿𝑻𝑮 and 𝑵𝑬𝑃 and things like that to give them the third choice goalkeeping slot.
They need loans.
They just probably don't think
Adrian doesn't play. So
yes, Adrian's perfect for the role because he doesn't play.
They need loans.
𝑵𝑬𝑃, who's a kid, 𝙿𝑻𝑮 is young. They need to play.
𝙿𝑬𝑃 had a poor loan, by the way.
Yeah, so let's look at 𝙿𝑻𝑮, who everyone's looking at. Yeah. If we keep 𝙿𝑻𝑮 as number 3, third spot, he's never playing football. So his development goes downhill. So there's no point. What's the point? People got to think of it like that. Adrian is the perfect third choice because he doesn't play. Youth goalkeepers have got to play football to progress in their careers, guys, to get better. So what does everyone want? Everyone wants 𝙿𝑻𝑮 to be the third choice, but he literally doesn't play all season, and that ruins his development. Or would you rather someone like Adrian who doesn't play?
That comment by Connor the Red.
I just hate Harrison.
Wow.
I get that. But I don't understand why it's like, so do people want us to get rid of Adrian, get rid of 𝙿𝑻𝑮, get rid of 𝑵𝑬𝑃,
sell Keller as well,
get rid of Kelleher, and then buy 3 goalkeepers, and then buy 2 or 3 goalkeepers? That makes less financial sense than giving Adrian a new deal. I think we've got to think of this rationally, guys. We're after James Trafford. That is a serious thing there. Liverpool don't want Kelleher to go, by the way. Liverpool would happily have Alisson, Kelleher, and Adrian as their 3 goalkeepers next year.
And I ain't got an issue with that.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem with that. I don't understand what the problem with that is. If you have a 𝙿𝑬𝑃 as a third choice, or a 𝙿𝑻𝑮 or something like that as your third choice goalkeeper, you're limiting their development because they're not playing. They're just going to play in the under-23s all the time and then not play because they're your third choice. Scott Carson is third choice at Man City. He's perfect for them because he doesn't have to play. He's perfect for them. So this third choice goalkeeping situation, if you think about it logically, guys, it makes sense to keep Adrian, then going out, selling Kelleher, letting Adrian go and buying 2 goalkeepers, and then trying to buy a third goalkeeper who's going to take wages and happily not play.
Actually, right this minute as well, he's actually not at the club, by the way. He's not actually contracted at the club anymore. So he hasn't actually got a contract right now. He's actually left. So we've offered him an extension. He might actually turn around and say, no, I don't want to I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to play. I want to go and play football in the Premier League or
Yeah, he
whatever.
might even turn down the
He
contract
might.
yet. He's not
So everyone's
accepted
like
it.
having a
Yeah.
meltdown, and it could be over nothing.
He might not even accept the contract yet. Do you know what I mean? So, but I get why everyone doesn't like him. I get why people don't like him. They don't think he's good enough and stuff like that. And me and K-Mac will sit here and agree with you. Yeah, we are all
we've
in the
actually
same
said,
agreement.
Yeah, and we've actually said we didn't think he should have got a 60 grand bloody contract in the first place.
Yeah,
But
like we all agree with this guy.
we were handing out big contracts to those old players for some reason back then.
We all agree it cost us against Atletico Madrid and blah, blah, and blah, blah.
Yeah,
but
we all
guys,
agree.
back then he was number 2 goalkeeper. He's not going to be number 2 goalkeeper. He's going to be number 3.
We had to play him.
Yeah,
we had
he's
to
going to be
play
number
him.
3 goalkeeper. So if you want a number 3 goalkeeper, what does everyone want to do? Do you want to let Kelleher go, let Adrian go, and then Liverpool got to buy 2 goalkeepers? They've got to buy a second choice goalkeeper, and they've got to try and find a third choice goalkeeper that's willing not to play football but pick up wages? Or do you want to get a youth team player and go ruin his development because you're not going to let him play?
We need to have a conversation about youth team players as well, because I'm about to lose my shit over some of the stuff that's happening with our youth team players.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah.
By the way, rumours have it. Rumours are that Trent's been offered a £55 million 5-year contract.
Yeah,
and he'll be the highest paid player at the club.
Yeah, Trent's going to sign a new deal
behind Salah. So that's the rumours.
It's just, does everyone understand what we're saying, though, guys, in the chat? I know everyone's dislike for Adrian, but put your dislike to
someone wrote Taffarel would have been a better third choice.
Yeah, but Taffarel's almost a first choice goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? Put Adrian, put your hate for Adrian to one side for 1 minute, guys. But everyone's hate to one side for about Adrian for 1 minute. But if we think of it logically, your third choice goalkeeper is not going to play football.
He's not going to be our second choice goalkeeper.
Do we let
get that in your head?
Do we let Adrian leave to buy a third choice goalkeeper that's not going to play football and pay his wages? Or do you let a player that's in the youth team make him third choice, which means he can't go out on loan because he has to be third choice in there in case of emergencies, and ruin his development in the game where he should be out on loan getting better? Or financially, does it just make sense to keep Adrian? For me, financially, it makes total sense just to get Adrian as third choice.
For another
year. It just makes perfect sense. Perfect. He's not to go to play. Unless
he's not
by
played.
Any miracle, all
he's
the
not
goalkeepers
played for 2 years. Exactly. He doesn't care. Like the thing about it is everybody thinks that the Scott Carson thing is just brilliant business by Man City to have that third choice goalkeeper. We have exactly the same in Adrian. Now
everyone's saying Pepe Reina's available at 41.
He'll want to play.
I think Pepe Reina would probably come in as second choice, not third choice.
Yeah, he would want to play football.
I don't think Pepe Reina's going to want to come into Liverpool right now and be third choice and not play.
And obviously,
I think Pepe Reina at 41, would probably want to come in and still either be a coach
I think he's only just stopped playing, hasn't he?
Yeah, or be second choice. He wouldn't want to be a third choice goalkeeper. McCarthy, he wants to be second choice. He really wants to play.
Yep.
James Trafford. All I see is here, right, is that if we're keeping Adrian as third choice, and if Kelleher leaves, James Trafford is the most obvious second choice goalkeeper for Liverpool next season, because he'll also be a homegrown player. So it makes the most logical choice if we're going down that route. I know everyone keeps saying that. And that Smack. I know you keep saying that Adrian's on 60 grand a week, but you know,
Adrian got by now. By the way, he's not being paid anything.
he's going. He's not. I mean, it's just.
He's not got a contract right now.
It's just. TWS4 says about how Clark. Yeah. So maybe we need a conversation on Alisson Becker.
Yeah.
I don't know what football club is worried about their third choice football goalkeeper apart from Liverpool Football Club. So maybe we got to have conversations that are uncomfortable about certain people in that position. Alisson Becker might be the best goalkeeper in the world, but if he's always injured as a keeper, maybe we have to have that discussion. I don't know any other football team that is concerned about a third choice goalkeeper. And the reason we're concerned about it, because our number one goalkeeper continuously gets injured. So maybe we need to have the chat.
I did some numbers on this. Do you want to hear these numbers?
Yeah.
So we've had Ali in goal for 218 games at the club. He's missed 45 games injured. That's almost a quarter of his games.
That's a lot, man.
For Liverpool. So he could have played 250 games for Liverpool. And he's missed 45 through injury. I mean, that's a staggering amount of football that you've missed for a goalkeeper. And by the way, he never had an injury record at Roma. He was never injured before he came to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, and some of them are just like, he's ill quite a lot. Like a week here, a week there. Like he does sickies. But yeah, 45 games. I mean, that's nuts. It's weird as well, though, isn't it? But like the other world-class Brazilian at Man City, Ederson, is also injury prone.
Yeah, and
it's come from with Brazil.
I think this is our problem as a fan base. We get so worried because of injuries. If injuries weren't a concern, I don't think anyone would care if Adrian's third choice goalkeeper because he's not going to play. So if Alisson never had injury issues and we go and get a James Trafford as number 2 or something like that, or Kelleher decides I'm going to stay at Liverpool and none of them had injury issues before, Adrian's not seen the light of day. So I don't think anyone cares. The only problem is our injury issues over the last few years are very concerning. So I understand because of that people's issues of Adrian being third choice. But if we take that away from it, then, as I said, the third choice goalkeeper is never going to play. You legally have to have a third choice goalkeeper in your squad, right? That has to happen. So you've got to have a third choice goalkeeper that you can pay a wage to, keep happy, and he's never going to play. So who's the perfect choice for that? For me, the perfect choice for that's Adrian. I can't think of any other. I don't want a youth team player being third choice because it takes away from his growth. He can't just because he won't be able to go out on loan. You can't loan him. He'll have to stay at the club. He'd be on all the squads. Third choice goalkeeper. He'd be there as emergencies. You ruin his development. So it's got to be someone like Adrian.
Yeah.
I just that's
and to be fair to the chat as well, like it's an easy contract to get done. Like we've got enough other big contracts that we need to sort out, and also players that we need to maybe sign. Than arse around trying to find a third choice goalkeeper. Like just time down for another year. It's a problem to think about in a year's time.
Yeah,
done and dusted.
Scottish Bear says I don't have a problem with Adrian. I just want my second and third choice as homegrown. I'll get you. I think the second choice will be Scottish Bear. If we're going after James Trafford, then that's homegrown. That's done. Third choice. We've got 8 homegrown players at the moment. Homegrown for next season is not really an issue right now. The issue is non-homegrown. So at the moment, we've got 2 free spots on that because Adrian, if he signs up, so we've got 2 free spots on that.
We've just lost Thiago and Matip. Does that free the 2?
No, that's the 2 that's free because they're gone.
Okay.
So we've got 2 free spots. I don't believe for a second we ain't going to sell anyone else this summer or let anyone else go out on loan. So, Diaz. If Diaz goes this summer, that's free opened up. If anyone goes out on loan or something like that, that's 4 opened up. You only have to sell 1 or loan 1, and you've got 4 spaces opened up, guys. Got 4 spaces opened up.
If we got rid of 2, which are very highly likely in Diaz and 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗,
so I don't see it as a
4
problem.
homegrown spots that we've got available. Like, there's no issue there. We're not going to sign more than 4 players.
Yeah, I mean, people think Liverpool are mad for signing Adrian up. A lot of people think Liverpool are mad, as I titled the video, but I'm not mad on it. I understand it. It makes sense. It does make sense because we don't need to buy a third choice goalkeeper if one's at the club. You don't need to. You know, why do you need to go and do it if you've got one at the club? Just keep signing the third choice up. He's never going to play football. Doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. We've got two spaces open at the moment for non-homegrown players. We'll probably sell or loan a player this summer in a way. So that'll probably make it 3. And plus, we're going to buy homegrown this summer, guys. We know this.
Just
we're after James Trafford.
Just don't even think that he exists because
we're
he
after
doesn't
James
play.
Trafford. We're after James Trafford as a number 2. And we're all... Oh, by the way, if Kelleher leaves, that's 3 spots opened up because he's Irish.
Yeah.
So...
And he will leave. He will leave, by the way. Like,
well,
I think
Kelleher
he will leave.
come under homegrown? I don't know. No, Kelleher comes under homegrown, don't he? So...
Does he come under homegrown?
Yeah, like...
So that's 7.
James Trafford to come in, he'll be homegrown. Liverpool are after Carl, and I think they're going to make a massive attempt to get Carl because Chelsea have got to sell one of their big players, one of their 3 big homegrown players this summer. So I think Liverpool got a chance by Carl. Liverpool by homegrown and 2 non-homegrown spaces. Perfect. I don't see the issue. Don't see the problem. Don't see the problem at all. Got a super. That's what. Big up to you. Says big up James. Seems like you like metal. Fan with that intro. What bands do you like? Yeah, I like heavy rock, heavy metal, heavy rock. I like Guns N' Roses are my favorite band ever. Yeah, I love Guns N' Roses, and I love all heavy metal from the 80s as well. Any metal bands from the 80s. Yeah, man. I love all that stuff. But Guns N' Roses is my number 1.
Oh, there you go. Someone's just wrote Adrian also acquired his �UEFA_B coaching license.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go then. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. Liverpool need 26 homegrown players. That's a whole squad.
26. That's
a whole squad. You got to have a squad of 26. Yeah, Kelleher's homegrown, yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't see a problem. You know, Kelleher leaving. Does Kelleher want to leave? Yeah. Did Liverpool want him to leave? No. Why would you want your best number 2, one of the best number 2s in the league, like him and Ortega for me, are the best number 2s in the league? Why would you want him to leave? But he wants to go. This is the problem with the third choice again, guys, being a youth player. So Kelleher was a youth player at Liverpool, worked his way through to Liverpool number 2. He never made Liverpool number 1, but he played a few games when Alisson was out. If Alisson's not out, Kelleher's never playing, and he's our number 2, right? His development has stuttered a bit because he hasn't been playing regularly. And Kelleher now feels at his age that he needs to go out there and be a number 1 for somebody. And he's got all the ability to be a number 1 at some club. So this is what I'm saying. If you get a third choice goalkeeper that you bring through the youth development and you stop his development, it's not great. It makes no sense. So you might as well have someone like Adrian to be the third choice goalkeeper, in my opinion. It just, yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's the only thing that makes sense. And this all goes against as well, guys. This all goes against the transfer dealings of the last few years. So people don't seem to grasp this. Our transfer dealings the last few years have been atrocious. You know, everyone keeps going about we've only got a couple of spots for non-homegrown and stuff like that. Well, yeah, look at the transfer dealings the last few years. It's a shambles. All 4 midfielders we bought last summer, were all non-homegrown. Every single one of them. You know, it's been a shambles for the last couple of years, transfer-wise. Henderson outstayed his welcome by 2 years. Fabinho should have gone the year before. We don't sell players, guys. This is what no one's getting. We don't sell footballers. We haven't for a long time. There's people in our squad that shouldn't be there anymore. And yeah, it's a mess up for the years gone, you know. And a lot of people, I see the big thing at the moment as well, that everyone keeps talking about, like, so the big thing with the Adrian deal is everyone's going, I thought it was only Klopp that was keeping these players. Yeah, that's the thing going around at the moment. Oh, I thought Klopp was the sentimental one keeping players. It drives me mad. It drives me mad. We've only ever mentioned the Klopp thing when the proof was in the pudding, guys. Especially with people like Milner and Henderson, when it came out that Klopp was the one who kept them. That's what was, you know. It's people just don't. I swear, people don't.
The thing about that though is Adrian shouldn't have got a new contract off Klopp. That's the thing which should not have happened. He shouldn't have been given a contract in the first place, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
for him to be extended at the club, because he didn't play. So he should have gone then. Like, he should have gone then, and he shouldn't have had his new contract. But now we're in a stage where he had that contract, he's been at the club, and now we have to sort out other issues, like find a second choice goalkeeper, because our second choice goalkeeper is worth more money than he's ever going to be, and he wants to leave the club because our first choice goalkeeper got injured last season and he had to play, and now he wants to play full time. So yeah, the reason why we're in this situation with having to give Adrian a new contract is because we need to sort other stuff out, and he shouldn't have been given one 2 years ago anyway. So it's like,
yeah,
it's come back to haunt us.
Yeah, that's what I keep
We've
trying
got
to
so
say.
many other things that we need to sort out, and you know, one of them is Trent, Ali, and 𝑩𝑹𝑬𝑨𝑻, and possibly Canate now. Like, and Keller, they all need sorting out big time. Like, they all need sorting out big time. And you know, how much work can you get done? Like, you know, you got to sort all of those things out, and the new manager and all of the new staff. So yeah, just give Adrian a new contract for another year. Let him give his coaching badges. You know, reduce his wages by 50%, which they probably will, and he can go next year, or he can be our coach. I don't know. Like, he doesn't play for the club. I don't care. Like, I don't even class him as a player anymore. For me, he's a DJ or part of the backroom staff.
Yeah.
Like, all I remember was just him sat next to Klopp, and he'd always like give him a hug at the end. That's when I ever seen him.
The club's got no choice, guys. You know, I don't know what people expect. Like, we can't expect miracles around here. Can't expect miracles around here. You need a certain amount of homegrown. You need a certain amount of non-homegrown as well in your team. That's to be. I think it's like, at this moment in time, we've got enough homegrown players. Yeah, you got club homegrown. You got 17 homegrown as well. So Liverpool just need to sell players, guys. This is what it is. They need to sell footballers. Tsimikas should be sold this summer. Do we all agree? Yeah, should be sold this summer. You know, Tyler Morton be kept for the homegrown part of it, in my opinion. I'll be surprised if he's let on loan. Curtis Jones is now a homegrown player. Trent's obviously homegrown. Trying to go through all the homegrown bloody players now, it'd take forever. But yeah, we got homegrown players there. We need Liverpool will buy, in my opinion, a homegrown footballer as well. It'll either be in the goalkeeping situation or maybe the defence situation.
I think we'll buy 2, mate.
Yeah, it's just that we've got to get rid of players. This is my issue. I've been saying this for 2 years now. Liverpool's problem has not been buying, it's been selling. And we're stuck because we've got players at the time now we can't even sell. So we're going to have to let them leave for free. So we're going to have to wait till players go out of their contracts to let them go. This has been the issue for the last couple of years, and no one seems to grasp this. Everyone keeps going, buy. Yeah, buying's great.
You can't put them anywhere.
But
you can't register them.
Got to sell footballers, guys. You know, people just don't. When it comes to recruitment, selling's just as important as buying, guys. Especially when you've got a free room up, you know, to register people for non-homegrown, for homegrown. You know, and right now, we've got 2 spaces for non-homegrown, and we've got a couple of spaces free to get some homegrown players in. So that's 4. So we can. That's 4 players we can buy this summer. And if you hear all the news going around this summer, Liverpool are trying to buy 3 to 4 players this transfer window. So that makes sense. It'd be 2 homegrown players and 2 non-homegrown players. And it'd be a goalkeeper and either a centre-back or a midfielder or a forward. 2 of them would be non-homegrown, 2 of them would be homegrown. But selling people's been our biggest issue. Who do we sell? We never sell anyone. We just loan everybody all the time.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, like Russell said, this is why we've probably been linked with Brian Mbeumo, because he's homegrown. That's probably why I've been linked with him.
Like personally, he is an Edwards. He's an Edwards signing. Everything about him is an Edwards signing. Like, I'm surprised he's not been linked with anyone else. Like, I really am. Like he's a really good player. Like, he's a Cameroonian international, isn't he? Is he Cameroonian now?
I can't remember.
But I know he's French. I know he's actually French born. But I think he's dual nationality. But he's still only 24 as well, you know. Like,
yeah,
he's a really, really good Edwards signing. He just everything about him, like his numbers are brilliant. He can play in a number of positions. He's like, I think he got injured this season, which was like really the first big injury he's had. For me, he's a bit like Mane. He feels like a nasty player. You know, like you leave one on, like he'll really harass all game. Every time we played him, he's been an absolute shit to us. Like, just watch the games back. He's been a nightmare when we played against him. And for the numbers he pushes out for a Brentford team, yeah, I think he's ready for the next step. And he'll cook.
I like it.
He's a great upgrade on Nunez. Not Nunez, Diaz. Great upgrade on Diaz.
Yeah, I do.
Is he right? Is he right-sided or left-sided? I think he can play both, can't he?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out if Brian Mbeumo is homegrown.
And there's a good point though. AFCON. He will go to the AFCON.
Well, there ain't no AFCON there, is there?
Oh,
AFCON's been suspended. It won't be happening until 2026 now, will it?
Well, get Mbeumo then.
That was the breaking news today, wasn't it? There's no Brian Mbeumo's not homegrown. When did he come to England? Was he under 19 at England? I'm not sure where Brian Mbeumo came from, so I don't know.
He didn't start at Brentford. He came from a lower league team. Let me have a look.
I can't remember where he came from.
I'll look now. 2 seconds.
Literally can't where Brian Mbeumo come from. It's weird. There's a lot of foreign players that are homegrown, but there's a lot of British players that are not homegrown. Like literally makes no sense. He came from Troyes, didn't he, in 2019? So he wouldn't have been. Yeah, he's not old enough. He's too old. Yeah, came from France, 2019. And it's 2024
straight into
now.
Brentford, or did he go somewhere else?
No, he went straight to Brentford. Yeah.
Did he?
So he's too old. I think he joined. Did he join Brentford at 19?
I thought
Did he join Brentford when he was 19? Because it's. Yeah, if he was 18, he would have been. He's a year out. Yeah, he joined when he was 19. So he's a year out. So he can't be homegrown. He can't be homegrown. It's weird, like people like Douglas Luiz and stuff like that. They're Brazilian, but they're homegrown. Do you know what I mean?
He came through the Man City youth team, didn't he?
Yeah. 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 He came to England when he was 19. So yeah, he can't be classed as home. If he came at 18 and stayed, because he's 24 now, it would be classed as homegrown. But he came when he was 19. Yeah, he was 19, so he won't count as homegrown. I'd get him still anyway. I like Brian Mbeumo. I think he's a good player.
It's a really French name, Brian, isn't it?
Yeah. I think there's some good like. Look, I think most people's problem with the Adrian stuff is that they feel like he's taking a non-homegrown spot.
23, mate. You know, sorry, he's still only 23.
He's a great player. He just looks 33, doesn't he?
He really is. I mean, 15 GA, 9 goals, 6 assists in 27 games, 23 starts. You know.
Yeah, we need to sell people, guys. This is the issue. We need to sell people. Unless we sell people, we went through it the other day. We got 9 midfielders on our books, and everyone wants to get a defensive midfielder. Who's going to leave then? Who's going to leave? Who's going out the team? You know, we've got 5 forwards at the moment, 9 midfielders. We got what?
We got more forwards than any other bloody Premier League team by the looks of it.
We've got 3 goalkeepers, 2 fullback, 4 or 5 fullbacks, 5 centre backs. We've got a squad. That's the squad. That's got to be shifted.
Mate, 194 games. Sorry, I've just got to shout this out. 194 games, yeah, for Brentford. 49 goals, 39 assists.
Yeah, I know. That's for Brentford.
He's ours. He is an Edward signing. Like, don't be surprised that one materialises. And he's on 45 grand a week, by the way.
Oh no, I think
he's on less than Adrian.
Yeah, I would have Brian Mbeumo. I would. Big up Howard 88 says, "Hey gentlemen, a serious question: would you have Adrian at 37 or Scott Carson at 38 years on Man City play? He last played on the 14th of May 2021. Yeah, either of them, because they're not going to play. That's the point. That's what we're saying. Man City could let go of Scott Carson any time they like, but they keep Scott Carson around because of the homegrown factor. But you don't hear Man City fans complaining that Scott Carson's taking up a homegrown rotor up. There's loads of quality players out there that are homegrown that City could go and buy, but they probably won't be able to because Scott Carson takes one of the positions up. But the thing is, like Howard says there, Scott Carson ain't played since 2021 because their 2 other goalkeepers don't get injured that much. It's only Liverpool worry about goalkeepers. It's only us who worry about goalkeepers getting injured completely.
Tell you what, Man City's second choice goalkeeper is not bad, is he? He won
the league. That's what I'm saying. Ortega and Edison and Ortega and Allison and Kelleher and Raya and Ramsdale are probably as good as you go get in the league as goalkeepers for 1 and 2 choices.
Yeah.
And that's why the third choice don't matter. It really doesn't matter, guys. I don't care. I mean, I just think I think people look too far into this sort of thing. No one's looking at the rest of the team. We've got players at our club shouldn't be at our club anymore. 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎 should have gone last summer. Why is 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎 still at the football club? It's not good enough. Should have gone sold last summer. Yeah, players like that shouldn't be at this football club. Thiago should not have been at this football club all year and left on a free. Should have left last summer.
Yeah.
You know, this club doesn't do enough. They don't do enough. It's as simple as that. And everyone's worried about Adrian taking the space up. I worry about 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎 taking the space up. You know, I worry about things like that don't need to be here.
Played 13 games. Like,
yeah, go and get a better left back. Go and got 2 left backs that are probably not good enough now. Are both non-homegrown, by the way, in Robbo and 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎.
Both of them.
Both of them could leave, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I get rid of both of them. If you're going to get Colwell, just get rid of both of them.
Right. It's just, I don't. Yeah.
The whole Robbo thing is a bit like he's a really high paid player who probably isn't gonna like it if he gets moved out of his position, because he's always played, like, regardless. Even if like 𝑔omez has a brilliant season, he still gets dropped as soon as Robbo's fit, and he's only going to decrease. He's getting older. You know, he's a guy that just relies on his pace and his energy. Well, that's gonna wane. That's gonna wane down. So it's a case of, you know, sell him at the highest value you're going to get now, and any penny you're going to get off Robbo is basically profit, because he's paid you back. So if you could get 25 million for him, like, and people think he's worth more. He just isn't. Like, he'll be hard to sell him. Seriously, it'd be hard to sell Andy Robertson. It really will. Like, it'd be easy to sell 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎.
Yeah,
Top Greek team will sign him. I wouldn't be surprised if Jose Mourinho signed him for 𝑑enerbank.
Yeah.
Like,
James says, I bet we don't buy anyone unless we sell first, i.e. 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎, 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎, etc. Well, we have to. Because we've got no space in our squad.
Yeah,
that's the point, Jamie. Jamie, this is the point I've been having for 2 years now. We don't sell anyone. This myth at Liverpool as sell to buy is completely what it is, a myth. Because we don't sell anyone. That's why we've got no room in our squad. We keep everybody till they rot. No one gets sold. We don't move players on nowhere near quick enough. And this is what I'm trying to say. You know, Robbo's been at the football club a long time. Does anyone think a 30-year-old Robbo is going to be the same Robbo when he was 25, 26, 27? Probably not. Do you think you can upgrade on Robbo now? Probably. Would you sell one of Robbo and 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎 this summer? Yes. I would have sold 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎 last summer. 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎 is not good enough. We don't sell anyone.
The problem with 𝙍𝑰𝑵𝑗𝑎, he wasn't given a chance to show whether he's good enough. So we don't know. Like, he's never really had a good run of games, because as soon as Robbo's fit, he's gone. Like, it's just the way it is. Like,
I mean, the only time we sold people was last summer when Henderson and Fabinho decided they wanted to leave. And the only reason we sold them is because 2 Saudi clubs came in for them and their heads were turned and they wanted to leave. So the club didn't stand in their way.
You didn't see anyone battling those Saudi clubs for them.
But we never sold Ox. We let Ox leave on a free. We let Bobby leave on a free. We let Navigator leave on a free. We let Milner leave on a free. We're going to let Salah probably leave on a free.
It looks that way.
We ain't got room in our squad. You know, we've got 9 midfielders on paper right now.
We've just let Thiago and Matip leave on frees as well, by the way.
Thiago should have gone the summer before.
Yeah.
But we all stood there. Everyone sat there. I was saying it on my channel. We should have just let Thiago out of his contract. He's not going to play football, but we kept him. because the fan base are like, "Oh, Thiago's got sexy hips, must be kept."
The crazy thing is as well, we're all kicking off about 70 grand a week. Adrian, we just paid 8.5 million for the year that we got one game out of Thiago.
Yeah.
That's just mental. Like, that's just mental.
I just this is why Edwards and Hughes have got their work cut out this summer, guys. And I've said to everyone already, this summer won't be the big transfer summer because we've got too much work to do. There's too much rot in the club that we have to get rid of. It's very hard work. If you don't sell footballers, you can't buy anyone in. There's no room. There's no room. The only thing you got to do is start deregistering people and taking them out of their contract. Liverpool have let go of 10 players today, by the way, all free. All free. 10 players have left Liverpool today. Matip, Thiago, and a load of youth players, yeah? And they've all left for nothing, yeah? Man City sell their youth players. Chelsea sell their youth players. Why are we not selling youth players? Why are we not selling young uns? Why are we not making something out of them? Why are we not at least getting loan fees out of them?
We will be now.
Nothing. 10 players have left today. All for nothing.
We will be now. Like, we will be now. Like, those players that are out on loan that are coming back, like, they're not safe. They're not safe. If they didn't have good loans, or they had good loans, and we don't see a future with them, and there's money there, then we'll sell them. We'll sell them. Like, you know, we possibly will get 20 million for 𝑩𝑹𝑬𝑨𝑻. That's just fantastic business.
Yeah, 𝑠EP definitely going to be sold. But the
Like,
problem is,
if he's not good enough
not part of the
to
squad.
break into the team, and we don't see a future, then he'll be sold. And that's what needs to be
going to be sold. But the problem is, 𝑠EP don't take up a spot in that squad.
Yeah.
So it's still the same issue. We're not selling anyone actually from our squad. 𝑠EP hasn't had a squad registration now for like 3 years. He's got on loan every time he's been at Liverpool. Don't think he's ever kicked ball for Liverpool. So yeah, it's good that we're selling him and making money off him, but it don't help with the room in the squad because he's never been registered. No, Liverpool have got to make big strides this summer in the selling department. Fabio Carvalho, sell. No, I don't want to loan him again. Let him go, sell him, make a bit of money on him, let him go. Tyler Morton. Does Liverpool think Tyler Morton's going to succeed at Liverpool? If not, loan him, sell him, do whatever you can. All right? They've got to start putting their big boy trousers on and actually acting like a big club.
You probably look at selling Morton now. He's had 2 loans. Like, Carvalho's had 2 loans. Like,
the only thing I think Tyler Morton might hang about with is because of squad, because he's homegrown. He might just keep him around for that homegrown.
I think he's a good player, but he might just be Championship. Like, is he going to be our number 6? No. You know, is McConnell ahead of him? Is the likes of if we sign like another midfielder, puts him down a pecking order even more. Like, if we get rid of Endo, which there's a lot of rumours that we are, but David Lynch has said that's not true at all. Like, nothing's come from Endo's camp. And even if we did sign a player in his position, he's happy to fight for his position. So those rumours, I think, can be squashed. But if we bring Morton back, he's then going to be behind 𝙏𝑬𝑨𝑻 𝙏𝑉𝑵, like, who's 2 years younger than him. Like, how does he feel about that? It's a hard one. I just think we're gonna have to start doing some of the things that we did under Edwards previously, where you get like your money for Dominic Solanke's and you get your money for your Rhea Brewsters and your Nico Williams. Like, a lot of people didn't want Nico Williams to go; they thought he was good, but you got 17 million for him, and he didn't cost you a penny. You know what I mean? I just think there's players which we're probably just going to have to go. Look, there's players that are younger than you. who are in your position, are you really ever going to get ahead of them? Maybe not. So we'll get some money for you.
Mez says it shows not getting rid of players wasn't a Klopp problem, but an FSG problem. FSG need to back the new manager and not just settle for top four.
Klopp was
It's
the
a bit of
director of
both.
football for the last God knows how many years.
We're not with Adrian thing. I agree with Adrian staying. I know I'm going to be unpopular here, but I agree with Adrian staying. Where I disagree on some things is like Henderson and Milner were kept longer than they should have been. That was a Klopp thing. We know that because it's been documented and heard, and interviews have been done. We know that. It's a bit of everyone. It's everyone. There's been no grown-ups at the club. We can't buy anyone. This is what not anyone's understanding. We have 2 non-homegrown spots. That's it. That's all we have because we've got too many players. Because we don't sell anybody. I want Diaz gone this summer.
Gone, by the way. Sorry, Musalowski's gone on a free.
Yeah,
he got released.
I want Diaz gone this summer. I want
Frauendorf went as well, by the way.
Gone.
Frauendorf went on a free as well.
I know, we made no money from any of them. It's a joke. The club has been run so poorly the last 2 years behind the scenes. On the pitch, fine. Behind the scenes, terrible. Yeah. Run disgustingly bad. People don't get it. People don't. There's not much we can do this summer, guys. We will buy 3 to 4 players max. 3 to 4 players max.
We can't do.
We've got, at this moment in time, if we don't sell anyone, I think we've got 8 homegrown players. So homegrown's fine, right? But we've got 2 non-homegrown spaces. So we need to let go of people like Diaz and that. They need to go.
But by the way, I know we say we got 8 homegrown players, but if we lose Keller and we lose Gomez, and say we lost a Morton, yeah, that's us down to 5. And are you including Nat Phillips in there as well? Because Nat Phillips and Reece Williams are going. Those 2 are going. Like,
yeah, that way going.
So we are back down to the bare bones of homegrown. So I could see us going for an Archie Gray and a James Trafford. Like there's two homegrowns.
You don't have to have 8. And the thing is what people don't realise. You don't have to have all 8 slots filled up with homegrown either.
No, you can throw kids in there, can't you?
Yeah. You don't have to have.
Are they under 21s or the under 18s? That
like,
you throw in there?
Yeah, like Wolves barely have their homegrown router filled. You don't have to have it filled. You just have to have a maximum of 8. I mentioned it earlier on Coppish throughout all the footballing leagues, we can't find a decent third choice goalkeeper to put down as homegrown. Why do we? Who we going to get? Like Emil, who you going to get that's third choice that doesn't want to play football? That's what I'm talking about. Who you going to get as a third choice goalkeeper that is not going to get play football? And also that's not young. That's not a youth player that we ruin their development with. I keep saying this. You get a young player of 22 who's homegrown and he's going to be third choice and he's never going to play, then that ruins his development because he's not playing. So his development's getting ruined because he's not playing football. He's not getting loaned out. So what third choice goalkeeper is everyone going to tell me they're going to find that's homegrown is willing not to play football? And why are we going to buy a position that we don't need to buy? Why are we wasting money on a position we don't need to fill? It makes no financial sense whatsoever. None. And we don't need a home. What if the number 2 goalkeeper's homegrown? What if Kelleher leaves and we buy a number 2 goalkeeper that's homegrown?
Would want to play football. He's just played football.
You know,
he'll also be on like a lot of money.
The goalkeeping situation is the hardest and weirdest situation in football. It's the weirdest and hardest situation in football because no one you can only play one position. Goalkeeper is just one position. It's not like defence or midfield or forwards. There's multiple positions. There's one player that can play goalkeeper. You need a number 1 because he's your goalkeeper. You need a number 2 just in case your number 1 gets injured, and then you need a
And
number
ours
3,
does.
and you need a number 3 because you have to have 3 goalkeepers in your squad. But the third goalkeeper's never going to play football. So who the fuck does it matter who gets the number 3 shirt? I don't see the issue everyone's making on it. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'd rather not spend the money. I'd rather not spend the money on a third choice, but spend the money on a second choice. I'd rather get someone like Alex McCarthy, who's an experienced goalkeeper, be second choice goalkeeper if 𝑘elleher goes. Because Alex McCarthy's not going to want to play as third choice. He's going to still want to play. If he's got the option of going to Liverpool third choice and not playing, but he's got the option to go somewhere not as big as Liverpool and still play, he'll go to that club.
By the way, can I talk about Alex McCarthy? The reason why Alex McCarthy's probably off the list is because, is it Kevin 𝑩𝑹𝑬𝑨𝑲𝑰𝑵𝑗? Is it Kevin?
Sure.
𝑩𝑹𝑬𝑨𝑲𝑰𝑵𝑗, who's Southampton's goalkeeper, did his ligaments. So he's not actually back. He's not actually back. So he won't start the season, 𝑩𝑹𝑬𝑨𝑲𝑰𝑵𝑗. So Alex McCarthy is going to be Southampton's first choice goalkeeper next season in the Premier League because they got promoted. So do you think he's going to want to come to us when he's first choice for Southampton? And you don't know if 𝑩𝑹𝑬𝑨𝑲𝑰𝑵𝑗 is going to have a relapse either because he's done his ligaments, which is really bad.
Yeah, when you
So Gavin 𝑩𝑹𝑬𝑨𝑲𝑰𝑵.
if I could get Alex McCarthy, if he was willing to come to Liverpool as number 2, I'm having him as number 2.
Just wrote Karius is available.
I think McCarthy's out of contract. So if McCarthy's out of contract, I'd happily have McCarthy as a free in that number 2 role.
I'm going to check. Has he been released? That doesn't make sense because they haven't got a goalkeeper. I'm going to check.
No, I'd have McCarthy as a number 2. I'd have McCarthy as a number 2. Well, why not? Alex McCarthy, an experienced goalkeeper. No problem. No problem.
Is he?
Most goalkeepers are number 3 of the youth Jane only called up if needed. Yeah, but I don't want to ruin a youth player's development by not even playing him. Because the youth player can't go out on loan. Look, your number 3 goalkeeper can't go out on loan. So they just go play in the under-23s where they're too good for. And they're probably not going to be the under-23 goalkeeper if they're the third choice for the main squad. So they're not going to be the main under-23 goalkeeper. So what happens to the development? That's what I care about. I mean, it was Harvey Davies going to be number 3 for Liverpool and he never plays. You know, where I could have him going on loan and getting experience, becoming a better goalkeeper. Does that make sense? You know, I know everyone don't like Adrian. I get it. I understand it. But put your hate for the goalkeeper aside for 1 second and think about it logically. Your third goalkeeper is never going to play. Why would we let go of Adrian and 𝑘elleher in 1 season and have to buy 2 goalkeepers? Buy 2 goalkeepers with Alisson, and then we've got to then go and buy a centre back, a DM, a left back, and a forward. When we haven't got a squad big and like, because everyone keeps telling me Liverpool got a small squad. Liverpool got a small squad. Well, if Liverpool got a small squad, why have we got no room to buy people? Oh yeah, obviously got quite a big squad. You know, if I see one more person talk about Klopp and players again, they need to use their intelligence. They really do. It does my nutting.
Darren Randolph's on hasn't got a club, by the way. He was at Bournemouth last season. Do you remember Brandon Williams for Man United? He's been released.
Jamie, this is football. It's ruthless. You can't be a footballer, mate. Sometimes it's going to have to be a third choice keeper. The club have to persuade a good player to see the positives and do it.
Ryan Sesseghan has been released, mate, from Tottenham.
This shit.
Yeah, but he's worth money.
I just don't get who would everyone get as third choice then, right? Everyone in the chat right now, tell me who you're getting as third choice goalkeeper. So we're not signing Adrian to a contract. We're letting Adrian go for free. We're selling Kelleher because he wants #1 football at another club. So we need to buy 2 goalkeepers in the summer: a centre back, a DM, a left back, and a forward, all in one summer. So everyone, tell me right now, who's the 2 goalkeepers you're buying? Jane, yeah, I did say it because Klopp said it. He wanted to keep Henderson and James Milner. I've gone on record many times, John, with this thing that he kept Henderson and Milner longer than they need to be kept. The proof's there. I don't know what this has got to do with Adrian. I swear people don't listen. Does me nothing. People got such an erection for Jurgen Klopp. Fuck off. That's my fucking head in. The man's not even employed by a club no more. Fuck off.
I know. What I find amazing is there's just so many, like, there's so much on the media about him still. Like, he's not in football anymore. Leave him alone. Just
Right, everyone
let him retire.
Right. People want David De Gea. Do you know how much
Jesus.
David De Gea wants?
Wasn't he on like 500 grand?
Wants? So everyone's willing to give David De Gea between 100 and 200 grand a week to be #2, yeah? Is everyone really up to giving David De Gea 100 to 200 grand a week? I don't. This is the financial problem, guys. This is the issue. Do you understand? If you want someone like David De Gea, do you reckon David De Gea wants to come in as #2? If he wants to come in as #2, he's going to be wanting to be paid, guys. He's going to be wanting between 100 and 200 grand a week. Are you willing to give David De Gea, who doesn't really want to be #2, between 100 and 200 grand a week just to sit on the bench?
I can't see that he's left Southampton, by the way. He's not down as one of the players being out of contract. I'm looking at Transfermarkt as well.
Right, I'm going to tell everyone right now. Right, this does my head in. Liverpool are in issues because we don't sell players. We've got 2 non-homegrown places in our team. Everyone told me last season we had the smallest squad, yeah? We can't because we've only got 2 spots left in our squad to fill. That's all we got. Yeah? We don't sell footballers. We do not sell footballers. Our business the last 2 years has been dog shit. I wish people got that through their heads. It does my nutting. Jamie, don't you get Adrian should have been out of town after the athletic country? No, I get you, Scottish. I understand all this. But what I'm trying to ask you is, what 2 keepers would you go and get right now that would financially come in? Big up, Redbird. Big up being a member.
Whoa. This is how good Man City do their youth. Taylor Howard-Bellis, they sold to Southampton for 23 million.
Yeah.
He's never played a game for Man City.
Yeah.
He's a central defender. Like, that's how you do loans. Seriously, that is how you do loans. Like, we need to get back to doing that. And also, Bobby Clark's been promoted into the Liverpool first team now. So he's now a squad player. So we'll be registering him.
And he's
as homegrown. He'll be homegrown, won't he? Because he's only 18.
Yeah, but he won't be homegrown till he's 21 and over.
Oh, sorry, he's not homegrown, but he'll be registered at the squad.
He'll be under 21, so you don't have to register him.
Been moved up into the 21s as well from the 18s. I've just noticed it on Transfermarkt. 23 million they got for a player that's never kicked a ball for them.
See, everyone's saying Jaros, yeah, but
What is our number 2?
As the third choice, right? Everyone's saying Jaros, who, by the way,
He's just won the league. He just won the league in Austria.
Isn't he going to be the number 2 to Czech Republic for the Euros?
Yeah.
So you want to stop Jaros's development. So Jaros's development is going to be stopped because while he's number 3 for Liverpool, he can't go out on loan, guys. He's part of the squad. You can't have your third goalkeeper going out on loan, because if he goes out on loan, who's our third goalkeeper then? So if Jaros is your third goalkeeper and you go, look, right, you're going to promote him to third goalkeeper and you let him go out on loan, then who's your third goalkeeper? Who do you have in a third place then? Like another youngster who you want to go out on loan and develop them. So then who's your third place goalkeeper? You need a goalkeeper that is willing not to play football and just pick up a wage to be there just in case. Scott Carson has not played for Man City since 2021. He just got a new contract to be their third choice goalkeeper. I just... If we want these players to be good, we can't stunt their development. That's just me. Maybe I think too much of the youth teams. Maybe I've got more interest in the youth than everyone else has here. Maybe I've just got more interested in the youth. You know what I'm saying? Big up the Herbs, man. Giving out 5 memberships. Herbs man's a beautiful man. Thank you very much, my friend.
Yeah, Alex McCarthy's not being released by Southampton, by the way. That's 100%. I've searched, so he's still with them.
Be it Halder says, I feel that Liverpool is missing a Fabinho type player, a ball-winning player, shielding the defence. Endo's been okay, but Fabinho Rodri would make Liverpool much better. Yeah, I agree. That's why Liverpool got to get a DM this season. That's my look. All this talk about Adrian, I'd rather just get a DM in. I wouldn't care. You know, if Liverpool went and got Ederson in from Atalanta and got a DM, and Adrian was third choice still, I doubt anyone would care. James says Jose Sarr is leaving Wolves, apparently. Yeah, but Jose Sarr is leaving to be a number 1 somewhere else.
And you know who's going to be replacing him?
Yeah, exactly.
Queven
Keller is apparently going to Wolves.
Yeah.
So
fight tooth and nail to keep him, mate. I really would.
So this goalkeeping situation is extremely hard, guys.
Yeah. Jose
Sarr's a good goalkeeper, but is Jose Sarr going to come to Liverpool just to be a number 2 when he's a number 1 goalkeeper? I doubt it. Very much would doubt it. So instead, people are fighting, this goalkeeping situation is more difficult, and I think everyone realises. You've got to go and get goalkeepers that are willing to understand the role they're going to play. So getting Jose Sarr, who's a number 1 at Wolves and has been a good goalkeeper for Wolves and can easily be a number 1 somewhere else, asking him to be willing to be a number 2 for Liverpool or a number 3 for Liverpool is extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. You know, it's hard to go, right, you're going to be this goalkeeper. Smack says, third choice goalkeeper should be around the ages of 38, 5 and 39 or older, end of the careers, willing to sit on the bench, and what would should take a pay a low salary is okay, but the only thing is on 60 grand. So, Smack, you agree with everything I've been saying. Adrian's the perfect choice. I don't think his wages, I'd be shocked if he's still on 60 grand if he signs a new deal, by the way. I'd be shocked if he's on that much money.
The reason he's on that much money is because Jürgen gave him a new contract.
Yeah. James says, I was thinking about Jan Oblak. Yeah. Oblak's one of the best goalkeepers in world football. If you're doing the top 5 best goalkeepers in world football right now,
he's not going to be a number 2.
Oblak's in the top 5. He's that good. So, yeah, he's going to be a number 1 somewhere. So everyone see what I mean now about how hard this goalkeeping situation is. You know, we're looking at good goalkeepers here. Oblak's, the Sarrs of the world. They're all very good number 1 goalkeepers that will not be number 2s or number 3s. Adrian, as much as people hate him and dislike him And whatever anyone wants to say, he's the perfect choice as a number 3 goalkeeper. It makes all the financial sense in the world. I don't want, this is me personally, and K-Mac as well, we don't want a youth goalkeeper being the number 3 choice and not developing his game. Because I want these kids to develop and one day be goalkeepers, proper, have real careers somewhere. Look at Kelleher. What happened when Kelleher came in the beginning of the season and came in for Alisson when he first was injured? Kelleher was dog shit. And why did we all say he was dog shit? Because he doesn't play. His development's got gone down a bit. But the more he played for Liverpool, as the season went on, he got better. But we all said it when Kelleher came in. He was dog shit because he never played football. So his development has gone down a little bit. He's not the player he should have been. So why do I want a third choice like Jaros, who's got a bright future, not to play football? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And Adrian's not going to play, guys. So what's the problem? I don't get it. The perfect goalkeeper to play the number 3 position. You know, perfect. Like, who do you want to go and get? Who's everyone going to spend money on to be a goalkeeper that's not going to play? This is what I don't understand from the chat and everyone talking at the moment. So who you go buy that you're going to have to physically spend money on to be third choice when they're not going to play football? I don't. Why?
That's the thing. That's the thing about it. Adrian could be doing coaching as well. By the way, like, there's a very good chance he's probably gets a contract as a player coach, because we are low on coaches right now. Like, they all walked out the club. Like, you had Rob. Is it Jack Robinson, the other guy as well? Because we had 𝙏𝑍𝑰𝑵𝑮, and we had the other guy as well, who's another coach. So we lost 2 of our coaches, like, out of 3. The only one we got left is Taffarel, and we've got another guy who's a contractor who's worked for us before. And Slot's having trouble getting coaches contracts at the moment. So it just makes sense. Like, if he's going to be a coach as well, then it just makes perfect sense. And he probably is if he's doing his badges. Like, it makes sense. Like, I'm fine
all
with
right. 8AA. I'm all right if Jaros is number 2. If you want to promote Jaros to number 2 and Adrian as number 3, perfectly fine with that. Perfectly fine with that.
I'm not sure Jaros. I'm not sure Jaros will be a number 2, mate. I don't think he'll want to be a number 2. He's just won the league.
Yeah, but he was number 2 at his other club, weren't he?
No, but he just won the league. He broke into their first team and he's just played 14 games straight and won the league.
That's the thing. But if I'm like,
I think he won another loan.
I wouldn't mind Jaros a number, like, if that's the case. But
no, I wouldn't mind him.
It's very hard to give people. It's very hard to tell people, do you know what? You're not going to play, but you're going to be. I need the number 2 and a number 3 goalkeeper. You know, the thing with the number 2s, low, if you're at a big club, you're probably going to play the domestic cup games. If you're at a Tottenham, or say something like that, your number 2 player goalkeeper could arguably play Europa League games. So there is enough football there for a number 2 to play. So the number 2 for Liverpool next season for me plays all the domestic cup games, and Alisson plays Premier League and Champions League, and then the odd Champions League game if it's a game that doesn't really matter and you're already through or whatnot, you can put your number 2 in for that game, sort of thing. So there's enough football for the number 2 to play, in my opinion, and then be ready in case the number 1 gets injured. I know a lot of people are saying they're worried because the number 1 goalkeeper in our club, in Alisson Becker, is always injured. I think that is something you're going to talk about. You're going to have to talk about Alisson more than the club in. It's not the club's fault that Alisson always gets injured. Players have got to take responsibility for themselves, guys. Why does Alisson always get injured? Maybe we've got to have the talk about that. You know, if you're all worried that Adrian be third choice because Alisson's injuries, maybe we've got to talk about Alisson more than we've got to talk about whoever's third choice goalkeeper.
It's not Adrian's fault. Like, let's be honest, if Ali and Keller didn't get injured that season, Adrian wouldn't have played any games for Liverpool.
Yeah,
He just wouldn't have.
it's just to
Yeah,
keep
he
the
was never
situations
signed to
different.
play games. He was
The,
signed to be third choice and never play.
it's so difficult to buy
Yeah.
goalkeepers that you know are not really going to play. That's the issue. That's the issue. You know, Alisson Becker's the best goalkeeper in the world. He's going to play all the time if fit. So you're going to tell the number 2 and 3 goalkeeper, whoever that's going to be, look, you're going to have to be my cup goalkeeper because Alisson Becker's the best keeper in the world. He's always going to play unless he's injured. Yeah. So to get a goalkeeper of such quality to be your number 2. That's why a lot of teams struggle with number 2 goalkeepers, guys. A lot of teams struggle with it because you've got to really tell them, look, yeah, and you're going to have to pay him so much to keep him happy as well. So, look, I'm going to leave the Adrian stuff there now, guys. We could go on all day about it and go in the same circle. One thing I want to talk about as well, 2 things I want to talk about before we finish. The Standard Chartered stuff. Now, obviously, news come out the other day about Standard Chartered. It's not gone down well in the fan base, which obviously you could expect. You know, this is a big deal. For anyone, like, let me just get it up for you. So, new documents are filed to the New York court claim thousands of transactions worth more than 100 billion were carried out by the bank from 2008 to 2013 in a breach of sanctions against Iran. So, Standard Chartered were carried out, basically money borrowed to Iran for basically weaponizing terrorists, basically between 2008 and 2013 has come out. Now, obviously, everyone is in uproar about this. Everyone is in uproar about this, but I don't know how to feel, right? And the reason I say this, the reason I say this is because I live in a country in England that has armed terrorists and wars for years and years and years. I'm in a country in England that got a commonwealth. We're the leaders of a commonwealth. We own countries. We own many, many countries, and they haven't got their own freedoms, and they have to do everything we say. You know, like Australia have to have King Charles as their thing. Why? Because we colonized them.
Look how many countries.
We
Look how many
colonized
countries have tried to get their independence when the Queen died.
Yeah, we colonized countries. We arm terrorists as a country. We give money to Israel and protect Israel, and everyone's like in the Middle East at the moment is going, you know, we know what's happening there. But our shirt sponsors are doing the same thing. Is it wrong? Yeah.
Is it not just a really good way to put Iran in the news as Iran the bad guys?
How long has Standard Chartered been our sponsor, by the way?
10 years, mate. 10 years.
So, did this happen before Standard Chartered were our sponsors?
Probably. Like, probably. Have Iran been terrorists for recently? Have they been terrorists recently? I don't know whether Iran have been terrorists recently, because
I don't think this is right. I don't think this is right what Standard Chartered have done, if it's correct, yeah? And they're our main shirt sponsored, right? If they have funded hundreds of billions for weaponizing people or whatever it is, or helping out in wars or whatever it is, it's not good, guys. It's horrible. But I'm also an Englishman that lives in England that have done this throughout the world, building the British Empire. You know, would I be called a hypocrite saying what Standard Chartered are doing wrong and I want them gone, but I still live in the country that I'm proud of, that colonised a lot of other countries around the world and still do to this day.
So the thing about it is,
it's
I'm
difficult,
pretty sure
man.
if you investigate any bank, they've got people that are probably funding bad stuff. Like, they're a bank. Where does money go? Money doesn't go, like, they're not passing it round in the hands. It has to go somewhere. So I'm pretty sure if you looked at any bank, there's dodgy stuff going on. This is just one that's come out in the news because Iran's the bad guy right now. There's always a bad guy. It was Russia, now it's Iran right now. It'll be back to Russia again soon. It'll probably be someone else after that. It's just the way it is, isn't it? Like, the thing about it as well is, it's not easy to get good sponsors in the Premier League anymore, mate. Like,
Yeah,
the betting companies are getting pulled out. So that's why we stuck with Standard Chartered for so long.
Guys, who is innocent of anything? I want to be like, let's be truthful here. Who's innocent of anything? You know, people don't like Nike because of their sweatshops and underpaying people and taking the piss out of everyone, yeah? And then having massive markups. Like,
Sorry,
their
mate.
shirts, their shirts cost what? Nothing to make, and they sell them for fortunes and make like 1,000% markup. It's what's great in this world, guys? Who isn't?
Have we all got iPhones? Have we all got iPhones?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Who isn't corrupt? Who isn't corrupt? It's
I mean, you're going to talk about 115 next.
Who's like? Do you want to be sponsored by UNICEF like Barcelona were? Do you know the story of that?
Yeah.
You know, should we go there? Like,
do we need to talk about UNICEF as well?
By?
Charities.
What does everyone want to be sponsored by? Who's out there that is genuinely great? Should we just go back to Crown Paints? Someone, you know what else? Someone will find out that if Liverpool was sponsored by Crown Paints, someone will find out back in the 40s, their paint
was toxic.
Painted war tanks. You know, you won't. It's just, I don't know. I think it's wrong. I'm not going to sit here and pretend.
Yeah, I think that's just wrong as well.
If Standard Chartered have done this, then it's wrong, and we probably shouldn't be sponsored by them anymore. And the club should probably be looking for new sponsors. Allegedly, I have to put this allegedly stuff in. I'm not going we can't be sponsored by Carlsberg anymore, who I'd love, because you're not allowed to promote alcohol, because people out there will get off their tits. Yeah. Right. Because like 24 cans of Carlsberg from the supermarket for 10 quid. It's a great deal. And Liverpool said I could do it because they're sponsored by them. So you can't do shit no more. I'll tell you what, just get rid of sponsors. You can't have betting sponsors. You can't have betting sponsors because people gamble and everyone blames everyone else for something. Oh, I've got a gambling addiction because I saw the sponsor in Liverpool shirt and I can't stop. Well, that's your problem. It ain't Liverpool's problem. Right?
Was that Tony's
So you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. You can't put alcohol and cigarettes on anything anymore because it's frowned upon, although it's not illegal to drink and smoke.
Because they can tax it.
Get rid of sponsors, full stop. Just get rid of sponsors. I'm sure everyone's corrupt. The world is at war. Just get rid of everything.
I think kits look really good with that sponsors on, by the way.
Just get rid of everything.
More of the design.
Just get rid of everything. Just get rid of. I agree, Lo. Joking aside, that Standard Chartered, Liverpool have got to probably acknowledge this and go but the problem is, guys, here's what it is. If Liverpool acknowledge the Standard Chartered thing, they're going to have to acknowledge the AXA sponsorship as well. They're going to have to acknowledge that as well, because AXA apparently, if rumours are to be true, sponsored stuff as well, right? But AXA built our training ground. There's no way we're going to go, thanks for building our training ground. But we just found out yesterday what you do, so we're going to dismiss you. But that go happen. It's a go happen. I agree with all of you. It's brand and it's wrong. Here's one thing, though. Where's Spirit Shankly when on this matter? I saw Spirit Shankly absolutely doing their nutting for a £1 increase on tickets. Where are Spirit of Shankly on this Standard Chartered matter? Not heard a peep from them. Not heard a peep from them. Where are they? £1 increase, you can't do that. Fuck that. You £1 increase on my ticket, you go to hell. Standard Charter, hundreds of billions of pounds of war criminals. Yeah, that's good. No worries. No problem. I'm with you. Big salute. Where are they? Where are they? I don't. Yeah, it's all bollocks. Yeah, you don't hear nothing because the money they receive. Yeah, it's all bullshit, guys.
All bullshit.
It's such a. Unfortunately, football today is such a two-faced, hypocritical shitfest. It just is. We're all hypocrites. We're all football fan hypocrites, yeah? Like the things that are happening at Man City right now, yeah? We all hate it, right? And want Man City burnt to the ground. But we'd all love their owners.
Oh no, I no.
You know what I mean?
No,
It's just,
I've never wanted that ever. I've never wanted to be state-owned. Never.
It's just mad though. But the majority of people do. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm saying we're all, as football fans, as football fans, we're all hypocrites a little bit. We're all hypocrites.
Man City now crying that they can't spend money. Like, oh my God. Like trying to get the Premier League turned into the wild, wild west so they can just freely do what they want.
Oh, I'm not criticising Israel. Have I criticised Israel? I've not criticised any war, guys. I've not criticised any of that. I didn't criticise any of that. I didn't criticise anybody. I'm just saying money talks. You know, we're all about saying about take away Standard Chartered because of what they did. I'm not blaming any country.
We actually said we'd be better off without sponsors.
Yeah, I just don't have sponsors. Right. It just
don't have sponsors.
Then no one's got a problem.
Fine.
Yeah, it's just not got any problem with it. The only thing I'm blaming is I've not heard anything from Spirit of Shankly. As I said, they went mad over a £1 increase on the ticket, yeah? And in my opinion, helped ruin our game against Atalanta with no atmosphere, in my opinion, right? Helped ruin that. But I don't see him anywhere for what's happening with the Standard Chartered stuff. No. So, yeah. I don't get, and I'm not getting in this Middle East thing, guys. I'm not getting on that. I've never even mentioned that. Just giving you the story of Standard Chartered, guys. Just giving you the story of Standard Chartered.
No,
allegedly. But look, Man City as well. So this Man City stuff is fucking balmy. It's Man City stuff's balmy, right?
Where'd you start with that, mate? Where'd you start?
115 charges is completely different to what's going on now, right? So this is a separate argument. 115 charges, set argument to the thing they are suing the Premier League for. I might be a bit thingy here. I think Man City have a point. I ain't gonna lie. I think Man City have a point. If you've got that money, look, I'll play a video before we start. Let me play the video before we start, and then we'll talk about it.
Why are Man City suing the Premier League and what actually happens if they win? The Premier League champions have taken unprecedented action, and the outcome of the case could change the face of English football forever, with one Premier League executive saying it could turn the transfer market into the Wild West. City are arguing the Premier League's financial rules are unlawful and are against UK competition law. This mainly comes down to the rules around commercial and sponsorship deals. So currently, if you're the owner of a Premier League club and you want to sponsor your club with another business you own, you can't just pay whatever you want to boost your own finances. It has to be fair market value. The Premier League says because of this, it helps build and maintain fairness throughout the division. But City don't just want to put an end to these rules. They're also looking for damages from the league because of lost revenue. The case is set to begin on Monday, June the 10th, and the outcome could have a huge impact on the club's separate 115 charges, with that case set to be heard in November.
Yeah, so
How can I just ask you a question? Why have Man City got a case? Because they want to spend more money, which they haven't actually got. Because they haven't got it. They haven't actually got the money.
They're basically saying that any sponsor shouldn't be looked at. So, like all their sponsors all their sponsors that are Emirates sponsors, shouldn't be looked at because they're Emirates sponsors. So, what they're trying to say is that every team could do the same thing. So Liverpool could do the same thing.
No.
Villa could do the same thing.
No, you got it the wrong way
Everyone
round.
could do the same thing.
No, you got it the wrong way round. Okay, so what they're trying to do is basically with a load of sponsors that you get, so say we're Liverpool, and we're not owned by a country, okay, so we have to go out and we have to get our own sponsors, so say for example, I'm not going to name the two that we've just talked about, but say we're getting 𝑛ivea, because that's a nice company that doesn't do bad stuff apparently.
Oh, they probably will. They probably will.
Yeah, they probably do. But we get a sponsorship for like 10 million. Yeah, that's fine. We've had to go and get that, and that's a fair value. Yeah. Then you've got all the other Premier League teams, which aren't owned by countries, that have to go out and get their own sponsors, and theirs might be like 5 million. One of them might get one for 10 million. What Man City want to do is they want to sponsor themselves through a sponsor in their country that they own and spend 50 million. But that's not fair because that's not the real value of the sponsorship, because all the other clubs have given you the fair value, which is between 10 million and 5 million. So Man City can't just turn around and go, oh, well, we've got one for 50 million. Well, of course you have, because you own it. You're basically just making up numbers because you own the company in your country, and a lot of these companies are basically shell companies, and that's the reason why the 115's there, like because of all of that.
I get it. I get it now. That makes sense. I was on Mo's show earlier,
and they're using Newcastle. They're using Newcastle as their scapegoat because Newcastle came in, and the laws were changed in February, and Newcastle couldn't exploit them like Man City did in the past. So they got Newcastle on their side.
It's like that cyclist suing. It's like Lance Armstrong suing World Cycling for failing 7 drug tests.
Yeah, it's their fault. It's their fault I got caught.
There should be a rule allowing them to do that sort of thing, basically. I was on Mo's show earlier, and I didn't actually understand it as much as I do now, to be fair. And I might have agreed to too much Man City stuff on that show because I didn't agree. I didn't understand it so much, but now I do. I get what you're saying now. I do get what you're saying now. So,
but the thing about it as well, and I just want to let people know this: if they win, it doesn't mean that the rules are going to get thrown out forever. Like that's not the case. If they win, the rules that have been placed since February are just going to get changed. That's all. Okay, they're not throwing the rule book out. It's just those rules, and they'll probably just sit down and they'll go through them again. The one which we need to be worried about, which we're not talking about, by the way, is they want the rule where 14 clubs have to vote. They want that binned. If that gets binned and they lower it to like 6 clubs or whatever, that's the one which we need to be concerned about. Because whenever they vote against stuff, everybody's trying to shut down Man City because they're the ones that have just won 7 out of 8. Like they're the ones who've got all the money. They're the ones who aren't really being penalised for anything because they're spending all the money and they're winning all the leagues and they're always doing well. So they're the ones which the other clubs are voting against because Man City go, no, 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 we think that we should be able to do this. And the other clubs are going, no, you shouldn't, because we can't do that. So why can you? Oh, yeah, because you're owned by a country. Like, you're the richest club in the world, like, so to speak. So
Yeah, I
that
get it.
rule where the voting system, which is fair, by the way, 14 teams out of it, is it 18? 14 out of 18 have to all vote to agree. Like, you know, that rule needs to stay in place. If they get rid of that, that's the one which we need to worry about, not the others, because then
And,
it is like the wild, wild west.
and the owners,
Like,
like at Man City and at Newcastle,
yeah,
the things they do, you can't audit either.
no,
You can't audit. There's nothing to audit. You know, they don't care about all that. Also, City owners don't care about profit, right? A lot of owners in this country that own football teams, all of them do care about profit. They are profit. They are looking to make it. Like, they'd rather
it's
make
their business.
£1. They'd rather
It's their
make
business.
£1 than lose £1. You know, that's what they'd rather do. They'd rather make £1 than lose £1. That is what they all want to do. So it's more of a profit thing to them. No one would be able to compete. If I get this right now, no one would be able to compete with Manchester City if if this is allowed to go through, because the sponsorships they can get will be non-audited. So not like
Yeah.
they could go get a cup and sell a cup to their friend for 100 million quid, right? Because they say this cup is worth 100 million quid, and then their friend will give them that 100 million quid. So there's no one there to audit it. That's what their sponsors are like today. Yeah, as we know.
Like they're the third richest club for sponsorship. None of their sponsors are out of their country. Like, seriously, every single sponsor they've got is in the United Arab Emirates. Tell me how that is fair. It's just not fair.
If they get this, if this goes through, yeah, because I'm reading now, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Everton are agreeing with Man City.
Yeah,
they're agreeing with Man City. If
I
they
think
get
Newcastle
this,
leaked it, by the way. I think Newcastle actually leaked the arbitration.
If they get there, if this
papers.
APT or whatever it's called goes through, and City win this battle, and they look at it and go, right, we'll take that rule away because it's stopping you spending where you should be able to spend. How is anyone ever going to compete with Manchester City?
They won't.
Because they're already ahead of everyone anyway.
Yeah.
This should just keep them further ahead.
Yeah.
I was reading somewhere as well that City said as well. Let me get this up as well because it's important. Where is it? It's quite an important thing. So in the claim, what Man City are also saying, get this, everyone. In their claim, Manchester City argue that the current rules will limit their ability to buy the best players. It will force them to charge more fans for tickets. And they say it will also have to cut spending on the youth development, women's football, and community programs. So Man City are basically saying right now, the rules that are in place right now, in the future, will stop City buying the best players. They will not be able to spend on their youth development or the women's game or community programs. That is what they're trying to tell us with their wealth. So Man City are trying to act.
Don't
like
blow 100 million on Jack Grealish.
Yeah. So basically, Man City are trying to say, what Man City are trying to say with that quote is, if this doesn't go through and we can't beat this and the Premier League keep this rule, we're broke. Is that what they're trying to pretend they're saying?
Yeah.
That they need sponsorship.
Boo-hoo. Oh, they need to do it legitimately. Oh, right. Oh, what? So you actually need real fans? So you need real fans, you need real sponsorship. Oh. Well, feel the pain like all the other clubs have to do that, because they do. Like,
if this goes through,
organically grow your club. Like, they don't organically grow their club. Like, they never have. They bought and paid for their success. And if you don't think Pep Guardiola's getting another bloody wage on the sly, then you're in cuckoo land, honestly. Because every single manager they've had to double their wages on the sly. Like, that's part of the 115. Like,
does it all seem like it's come out now? Like City are suing the Premier League now because they know they're going to be found guilty.
Yeah.
So if they can get rid of this rule in court, because they're going to court on Monday in sport of arbitration, they're going to look at it, and in a couple of weeks' time they get their verdict if they can legally take this to court. So this at the moment they're going to court to see if they can legally.
No, because I don't think it'll make a difference because.
Yeah, but if they get rid of this rule, the 115 don't count because most of the 115 charges are against this rule.
It does count. And the reason why is even if there's no rules, by the way, in any Premier League, like about, sponsorship and all of that kind of stuff, the 115 is a financial fraud. It's cooking the books. It's basically what
it's about
the mafia and all of those people do. Like, they cook the books. Like, that's what it is. It's a financial fraud. So it doesn't matter what world you're in. You're breaking the law, and the allegations are very, very serious. And isn't it weird, by the way, that Pep Guardiola's looking at leaving, Ederson's looking at leaving, Kevin De Bruyne's looking at leaving, Bernardo Silva's looking at leaving. All of their big hitters who've been with them a few years could all be jumping ship right before what's about to happen in November. And I think they could get kicked out of the Premier League. I genuinely do. Like, there's more than 115 charges, by the way. There's way more. You need to look into it more if you really do want to know. But there's some insane stuff in there. Like, and this proves guilt. Trying to kick the can along the road, trying to put the Premier League under more pressure. This proves so much guilt that, the death throes of trying to, it's crazy. Like, I'm really, really happy that the Premier League have stood up to them on this, and I really hope they win. It's such a shame that we called for an election because they were about to sign off on the new regulations, and if that would have got signed, this might have even happened. The new regulators might have gone, nah, we're not even going to listen.
It stinks, don't it? It does stink. It does stink. I mean, I know most of their charges are against because of their revenue. So Man City is saying they got this high revenue, so that means they can spend higher because their revenue backs it, so you can't get done by FFP. But if their revenue is that higher, but it's not really that high, and they're spending that higher, then they're spending above their means, which means they're breaking all the rules under the sun.
They don't sell enough shirts. They don't fill the ground. They hardly have any away fans. Like, seriously, like, where does this come from?
It's so
it comes
fishy.
out of the royal family's pocket.
It's so fishy, and
it's
the whole thing.
Man City's a toy to them.
If Man City are making the highest revenue, Man City are the only team in the world that made revenue over COVID, by the way. Not even Real Madrid made a profit of revenue over COVID. Only City. Real Madrid, I don't care what anyone says, Real Madrid could not play football for a year. They'd still have the highest revenue in world football commercially because they're Real Madrid, right? They could not play for a year. They could go and strike for 12 months. At the end of that 12 months, Real Madrid will still have the highest commercial revenue because they're Real bloody Madrid, right? It would take a few years for that commercial revenue to go down. It would just go down in 1 year. So if I didn't understand this when I was on Mo's show earlier. I did understand this, actually. So when I was on Mo's show earlier, I was reading, because more stuff's come out, I was reading different things, and it made it seem like a totally different story. So I didn't actually know. If I knew this earlier on Mo's show, I'd have been more argumentative against the Man City fans, actually. I didn't actually know this. On Mo's show earlier, I literally thought, like, City were trying, the way they were trying to do it so everyone can play along in the same rules.
No.
But thinking about it, that can't be the case, because if City can do all this with sponsorships right now and still be ahead of everyone, they'll even be further ahead of everyone if it's completely fine to do it. So yeah, I did realise that when I was on Mo's show earlier. I'll do
think
my
as well,
research better next time.
I mean, I genuinely believe that there's probably a lot of Man City fans that are probably like, what is my club doing? Like it takes away the shine. Like, can you imagine if this was hanging over Liverpool, and our owners and our, you know, the people who were running the club were doing all of this stuff? Like, God, can you imagine the hate for FSG? Can you imagine the hate for FSG if that was happening?
Yeah,
Like, Man City fans must be embarrassed now, just the way it's all of this.
It makes owners like FSG and all that not look correct, but it does make them look correct. But yeah, it's not. They're basically borrowing money from a friend that won't get audited, and then they can spend that money without having to return it, right? And because they won't be audited, because you can't audit them.
No,
like Liverpool can't do that. They're like, it's just, yeah, you can't compete at that level, man.
look,
If you think
at the
mad.
end of the day, like if you like FSG or you don't, they'll be gone in like 2 years, because they'll have bought the NBA franchise in Las Vegas, and it's going to cost like 5 billion. So I can't remember what they're called, but they're going to buy them. Like that's a shoe in. And where are they going to get the money from? Probably going to have to sell us. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that'll probably happen eventually, but it makes no. Yeah,
and we're not going to know as well. We're not going to know any of this stuff, by the way. The only way we'll find out is if it gets leaked, because it's a confidential arbitration. Like, they can't release any info.
I just want to apparently see this broke Liverpool, this broke City.
Broke Liverpool.
Broke. I want to see this broke. I want to see this broke Man City, because Man City are saying if the rules stay in place for the future, the City won't be able to buy big players, won't be able to fund their youth team, won't be able to fund their women's team, won't be able to fund community programs. So I want to see if that's the case, because with these limits right now, they was able to afford. So what makes me laugh, with these limits right now, City were able to afford a Jack Grealish for £100 million. What other club will go spend £100 million on Jack Grealish? No one, right?
Didn't they spend over 200 million in the window just gone?
They spent
Guardiola and 𝙏𝙍𝑬𝑗.
Yeah, and they bought Haaland, and we know for a fact that Haaland cost 51 million release clause. Was it 30 million to his dad, 30 million to his agent,
to him,
massive wages, and a massive signing on fee? It's like a £200 million transfer.
250 million outlay that was.
If City are saying they'll be hamstrung right now because of the rules on sponsorship, how much money they go fucking spend if they haven't got no rules?
The thing about that, Russell, as well, Russell's just wrote they made 200 million on youth players. You really have to be thinking about, why did Burnley spend 20 million on a nobody goalkeeper, like, and their ex-player captain Vincent Kompany was the manager? Like, if they cook the books and they're trying this shit, you really don't think they're doing other stuff behind the scenes, like endorsing clubs and, allegedly? But seriously, man, they are crooked to the bone for me. Like, anyway, I'm going to eat my tea, mate. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go now anyway. But yeah, something don't. Yeah, something don't.
That's a horrendous name as well for the guy that's preceding it, Lord Panic. That's true.
Lord Panic.
He's the guy that's going to be doing the case, Lord Panic.
Oh man, my man. All right, guys,
you can't make that up.
We're out of here. Thanks to everyone for having a great show. Appreciate you guys being out. I'm redirecting to Never a Foul. So when you go to Never a Foul, everyone just go and say Jamie Raid at Never a Foul. Would appreciate it. Big up to everyone. Thank you very much. See you again soon. Bye bye for now.